Guys, do you like my outfit? So this I got from a store in Japan. This blazer is thrifted. This bag is from Mage. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. This kilt is vintage. The pants are from ASOS, and my shoes are Doc Martens. Hello everyone. I wanted to do a recap of my last video. What do I mean when I say I want to start over? I've been doing influencing full time for about 3.5 years now. And before I initially first moved to Europe, I had no idea what this job really entailed when it came to brand deals, when it came to negotiating. I had zero clue. I was a total newbie. I wasn't fully aware how to monetize my page, how to monetize my work. I was a bit naive and inexperienced. So what happened and where did it go wrong? I want to talk about the pros and cons of having a management team. The pros, especially if you're a creative, kind of struggle with keeping up with the administrative work, answering emails, pitching yourself, closing in on deals, and you're somebody that just wants to focus on the creative aspect of your job. Yes, having a management team can really help in that regard. It can take the pressure and load off of you focusing on the business aspect of your overall brand. They can definitely take care of that. Trust plays a key role in ultimately making your decision on picking a management team. What you need to understand is these people see you as a money-making machine. Let's keep it real. Every single management team that will approach you sees you as a money-making machine. They want to make money. You want to make money. They want to monetize something about your page, whether it is physically making money off of you, your likeliness, your audience, some, not all. But keeping that in mind, this is a business and they see it as that. You also have to see it as that. You're here to work, they're here to work, but they also see you as somebody that they can make money off of. You need to see yourself as somebody who can make even more money with their help. The power is in your hands. You're the one with the audience. You're the one with the influence. You're the one with the large community. That's why you really have to know yourself before you approach a management team for a multitude of reasons. Why do you want them to represent you? Are they going to represent you properly? Are they actually bringing you jobs that you didn't get before? Is this a case where the agency is actually pitching you and bringing you jobs, or is it your own personal email? It's work that you're getting yourself through your own connections, through your own name. You really, really have to know what it is that you want to gain out of having a management team. Because some management teams are not good. I'm going to be honest with you. They're here just to capitalize off of you. Do you trust that this person can get you to where you want to go? But like I said, trust is everything. Because a lot of agencies can screw you over. They can sign contracts and lie about the rates that are actually in the contracts. Some agencies will have you not even see your emails, what kind of jobs are coming in, where they can pocket that money and tell you that this brand wants to work with you and these are the initial rates. They can present a rate that don't make sense and pocket the money. I mean, that's happened to me. This is a business. People are always gonna wanna take the bigger chunk of the pie when you don't know what the hell is going on. What do you gain from wanting to work with me? What do I gain from working with you? It's a partnership at the end of the day. If you do not know yourself, they will pressure and mold you into what they believe you should be. They can influence you and pressure you into working with brands that you don't want to work with. They can mold you into being a type of content creator that they think is doing very well and making lots of money. So they'll literally mold you into a 2.0 of this person. You can easily be pushed into losing yourself not knowing what direction you want to go in because they're dangling dollar bills in front of you or euros or Canadian money. If you don't know yourself, people are going to paint an image onto you and push you into that direction. You never want to fall into that trap. That's when you start to hate what it is that you're doing. This is why a lot of creatives start to fall into this pit of losing motivation, not knowing themselves anymore, because you don't know what you want. You're losing sight on your why. You're losing sight on why you're even initially doing this to begin with. Yes, we're here to make money. Yes, we're here to make deals, network, work with these amazing brands. But if you do not have a voice of your own, you will be taken for a joy ride. They can sniff you out when you're naive and inexperienced. This happened to me, but I know better now. And if that's not something that you have an understanding, I would say hold off on having a management team. I would say manage yourself, answer your own emails, reach out to people, learn about how contracts are signed, learn how to negotiate the best price point for yourself, slowly learn the business and really gain that confidence and understand that they're coming to you. Brands are coming to you, management teams are coming to you, and they're coming to you for a reason. It's not about the money if you're losing yourself. Another thing I want to touch up on are friends and codependency. The issue that I've noticed with a lot of influencers, and me included, is only being friends with other influencers and wondering why the hell these friendships don't make no sense. Being in this industry already breeds so much competition and comparison. I personally think it's so unhealthy to only associate yourself with other influencers. It's not everybody, but most people you know that are super close, it's transactional. A lot of those relationships are actually transactional. In some ways, it kind of messes with your psyche because obviously you have something in common. You're both probably in the fashion scene or a lifestyle content creator or a beauty one. And all those are fantastic and great. But I see a lot of people now as more so coworkers instead of friends. And this was the biggest mistake that I made when I was working full-time in Berlin. I really thought a lot of people were my friends. And I learned the hard way, these people don't give a flying about you at the end of the day. If you're not performing, they don't care. If you go viral today, all of a sudden they are hitting you up. They want to hang out. Work with a brand that they personally like. Now all of a sudden they want to go out for coffee. Now all of a sudden they want to come and hang out and let's shoot content, let's catch up. Everything is transactional. And then it starts to kind of mess with you because you're wanting to show up like, oh, I want to build a connection. I want to come over and chill, sit on a couch, watch a movie and talk about life. These people don't want to talk about life. It's very unhealthy. And maybe it's just the people that I met. Maybe I'm just being pessimistic. And this is just my personal experience of the people that I've met that are in this industry. But a lot of times it's giving transactional and they only want you around if you make them look good. And sometimes they'll be friends with you, maybe behind the scenes, but they'll never post you. And then they'll be posting with all these other people, but miraculously, each time you guys hang out, it's as if it's never ever happened, like it's a secret relationship. Hush, hush, secret. Being friends and having this type of codependency, especially if you're somebody like me, where I don't have anybody, I moved from my home country, moved to Berlin, and I was by myself. I really wanted to make friends and make a community for myself. I'm not initially the type of person to only make friends with content creators, but because I signed to an agency at the time, I was forced to hang out with these group of creatives that could care less about me, honestly speaking. I was just another addition to this management team. And everybody was doing their own thing. They could care less. Everybody had their own friends. Everybody had their own personal relationships outside of what was going on. And I was this newbie who just didn't know anybody and was trying her best to make connections. I noticed that I was building up this codependency around trying to build these relationships with them so that they can also help me shoot my content, help me. Because at the time I didn't have anyone to help me. It was just either I would do it myself, shoot my outfit reels and TikToks on my own. Being around content creators 24/7, especially if you're somebody that is growing and growth coming from your hard work, you start to notice the sense of competition amongst a group of people. You're getting certain deals, you're getting to work with certain brands, and now you feel as though you have to dumb yourself down around people. You have to dim your light in order not to piss people off. Like, oh, you get to work with a brand who reached out to you, and now it's breeding this kind of resentment amongst each other where it's like, why do you get this and I don't? And then, people start to downplay everything that you're doing. Like, you don't deserve to be in certain rooms. It can get toxic very quickly if there is no boundaries being placed. Unfortunately, the way that I went about doing things initially, I never had boundaries with nobody. I just wanted to be friends with everybody. I was just happy to be here. This naivety of coming from Canada, not knowing the rules of what goes into being a content creator or the social dynamics of these spaces. And I'm just here trying to be nice to everyone, telling them about the things that I'm working on, giving them the 411 on my plans and what I have coming in, jobs I have coming in. People are not happy to hear that, especially if they feel like they're not getting to that same level. Now I've learned to have boundaries and to be very selective. One of the many challenges, I would say it's a challenge, is the party and drinking culture in this industry. As somebody who does not drink, it can be very tough to navigate networking and building connections with people. A lot of the networking comes from partying with people and meeting them at the club and going to bars and especially in Berlin. Why'd you go to a city that parties if you don't party? I get it. But it's just so apparent, and it's not just Berlin, it's many different places where a lot of the connections that you can make with brands is networking through drinking, going to cocktails, or straight up partying. And it can be tough. Like, you go to Fashion Week and all these parties, and it don't make no goddamn sense. It's like seeing a nun at a club. Like, I'm a homebody, and it's so hard to try to put yourself out there and really make impactful connections with people that are in positions that you want to eventually get to. So I'm still working on that. If you want longevity and you want to do this the right way, or use it as a tool to cross over into other industries, like I want to, you've got to be strict about a lot of things that I mentioned in this video. I would say you definitely can succeed in this industry, but you have to do it for more than just the likes and the follows and the clicks and the baits. And as long as you know your why, you're good to go, and you have to have strict boundaries. All right, guys. That's it for this week. My next video is most likely going to be prep for Fashion Week for Milan and Paris. That's it for this video. I hope it was informative. I hope you guys learned something. I hope I provided some good advice and some insight. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.